I'm sure you've heard all the buzz about AI music lately, right? And it seems like everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, it really has kind of exploded.
It really has. And it brings up some really big questions, especially if you're like me and you really care about creativity and the artists who make the music we love. So for this deep dive, we spent a lot of time going through this massive 10-hour discussion on AI music.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, 10 hours. So we wanted to kind of distill all of that down into the core of what AI music is all about,
Yeah.
how it's evolved, the implications, and maybe some of the more philosophical questions about art that it raises.
Yeah, I mean, you don't hear AI and art in the same sentence that often.
No, you don't. So one of the things that really stood out from those discussions was the huge jump we saw around 2018. That's when we started seeing these transformer-based AI models, like OpenAI's MuseNet.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that one.
Right. And these models were a big deal because before that, a lot of AI music was, well, kind of fragmented.
Right, it didn't quite sound like, well, music.
Exactly. But then suddenly, AI was producing longer pieces, much more coherent and musical.
Hmm.
And a lot of this comes down to something called attention mechanisms and deep learning, which allow these AI models to really understand the complex structure of music.
So it's like they can finally see the bigger picture, not just notes, but how those notes fit together over time.
Yeah, exactly. So these systems have gotten really, really good on a technical level. But for you, as someone who loves music, does that technical ability automatically mean something is art? I mean, where do we draw the line between proficiency and genuine artistic genius?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's something that came up a lot in those discussions. What makes human creativity so special is that it's often tied to our experiences, our emotions, our cultural backgrounds. It's those very human elements that give music that soul that resonates with us, you know? You think about a song that really moves you, and chances are it's connected to some kind of emotion or memory.
Absolutely. And that brings up this whole other question about AI. Can it truly create that same level of connection with the listener when it doesn't have those same kinds of lived experiences, the consciousness and the personal history that humans have? Or are we just projecting our own feelings onto what the AI creates?
That's a great point. And then on a more practical level, those discussions also got into the impact AI music could have on actual musicians and composers.
Yeah.
Like if AI can generate high quality music so easily, does that devalue the work of human artists? There's a real concern there about prioritizing cost efficiency over artistic integrity.
It's a scary thought, right? But on the flip side, there was also this excitement about the potential for AI to actually enhance human creativity. Some artists are already using AI tools to brainstorm, to come up with new ideas, or to create a starting point for a piece that they can then build on and make their own.
It's definitely a two-sided coin. I mean, we're already seeing some really interesting collaborations between AI and musicians. But as soon as you start talking about using AI to create, you run into all these questions about things like copyright and ownership. And those 10-hour discussions really dug into that too. Can an AI actually hold copyright? Or does that right belong to the humans who programmed it?
Yeah, you start to get into some really murky legal territory there. And it makes you wonder, how do we even begin to put a value on AI-generated music? Especially when research has shown that a lot of people can't even tell the difference between AI music and human-composed music in blind tests.
Isn't that wild? And that finding really gets at the heart of what we consider art. If a piece of music moves you, does it really matter who or what created it? Is the emotional impact different if it came from an algorithm versus a human? Some people in the discussions were adamant that the value of art lies in the human intention, the creative process itself. But others see AI as this amazing tool that could democratize music creation, allowing anyone to express themselves musically.
So looking forward, what did the discussions reveal about the future of AI music? Will it eventually develop its own unique style, separate from the music humans make? Or will it always be drawing from what we've already created? Could we even see AI performing music or coming up with entirely new musical innovations?
I think the general consensus was that it's probably not about AI replacing human artists completely, but rather it's more about AI becoming this incredibly powerful tool that we can use to expand the possibilities of musical expression. I mean, imagine the kinds of sounds and musical ideas that we haven't even thought of yet that AI could help us create.
So it's less about AI taking over and more about AI becoming a partner in the creative process.
Right, exactly.
So to sum it all up, it sounds like we've learned that AI music generation has made some pretty remarkable technical advancements.
For sure.
But at the same time, there are some fundamental differences between the way AI creates and the way humans experience and create art. And we've also seen that AI music has the potential to both shake things up and create amazing new possibilities in the music industry.
Hmm.
Not to mention how it forces us to really rethink what we consider art in the first place.
Totally. And with all that said, I think it leaves us with this one final thought-provoking question. In a world where technology can create art that sounds so real and so moving, what truly makes human artistry unique and valuable? That's something I think we all need to consider as we move forward into this new era of music.
It's a really exciting but also kind of scary time to be a music lover.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think there are any easy answers.
Definitely not.
Hmm.
But it's a conversation worth having.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, keep those questions coming.